putting America to work. A new study shows that President Trump's tariffs on imported solar panels, steel, and aluminum is actually creating jobs. The study, conducted by the Coalition for a Prosperous America, reveals more than 11,000 American jobs were created in the past 6 months alone. So what effect will this have on U.S. manufacturing and the broader economy? Joining me now to weigh in, the CEO of Spiekerman Media, Lee Spiekerman. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Ed. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are as well. And you turn on almost any other channel and they say these tariffs are all bad.
Well, that's the establishment economist and clueless politician approach to trade, and thank God we have a president and President Trump who understands that tariffs on imported goods go back to the founding of our country. They were championed by George Washington and Alexander Hamilton. They are bedrock Republican philosophy going back to the Republican Party's first elected president, Abraham Lincoln. And for most of American history, we had much higher tariffs on imports, and during that period, we built the mightiest economy and the highest standard of living in human history. So there's nothing wrong with tariffs, and as you mentioned, already the Trump tariffs on steel, aluminum, washing machines, and solar panels have generated 11,000 jobs, and that's just in 6 months.
Sure.
But keep in mind, we've lost, we lose about 3.5 million well-paying manufacturing jobs every year because of our $800 billion goods trade deficit in this country. So we've got a ways to go, but we're on the right track.
Right, and important to point out, now to be fair and balanced, we also have to note that the markets have been spooked by the tariffs in some ways, and we've seen uncertainty created by the tariffs. But you pick up the Wall Street Journal this morning, and they have an interesting story about how it looks like maybe the U.S. and China are inching closer to a deal, if they can get some sort of a deal on trade that is more favorable to America, as President Trump has been pushing. I would expect, and you know the markets better than I, that that's going to be a major development in a positive direction.
Well, it is positive if we can reach agreements that are good for our country and that are going to bring back a substantial portion, if not all, of the jobs that have been sucked out of our country. You alluded to China, a $400 billion goods trade deficit, which is, 2 million at least well-paying American jobs. And Ed, the reason this is so important is that a job is not just a production input, which unfortunately is how too many people on Wall Street and too many of their lackeys in the political world approach it. A job is life.
Yes.
And when you have more well-paying American jobs, you have less family violence, you have less addiction, you have less crime, you have healthier communities. So this could be the greatest social program in a generation for our country.
Actually,
but through the private sector,
creating jobs instead of just handing out money, handing out assistance. Lee Spiekerman bringing us some important facts this morning about the economy. We appreciate you coming in.
Great to be here.
Okay, thank you, sir.